Welcome to Bothering the Band. This is Dominique Fils-Aimé about to have a lovely chat with Ryan and Abby.
Oh, what's going on? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. My name is Ryan. This is Abby. We're so happy to have you.
Nice to meet you. I'm very glad to be here.
I have to say for the listeners right now, um, rocking a dope Nina Simone
Thank you for noticing.
yellow t-shirt. That's so cool.
Thanks. It's comfort and joy.
Oh man, where'd you get that? I want one of those.
I actually got it in a vinyl store. That's where they got all the good, all the good t-shirts. That's where it's at.
Yeah, that's where they got the rare cool t-shirts that you can't buy online.
Yeah, exactly. And you only find like three of them, so it's perfect.
Yes. And then so no, you're not walking around your streets and you see someone rocking the same shirt as you, especially
This is
that
my Nina.
yellow.
Yes,
Yes.
this is mine.
Oh, that's a great way to start the podcast.
Nice to
Are you
meet you, Ryan.
so nice to meet you. Do me a favor, pronounce your last name for me.
Fils aimé.
Oh man. Say it one more time.
Fils aimé.
Emma.
Yeah. Aimer is to love in French.
I got to first write down. This is my Nina. That's a good quote.
Thank you.
That's the first one. Yes. We're so happy to have you. It's been a long time coming. I don't know if you know this, but we've been in the background just trying to get you on the schedule and stuff like that. So we're so stoked to have you.
I'm
Uh,
happy to be here.
where are you in the world? I think I know, but
I'm, yeah, I'm in Montreal, my land to be precise.
uh, I love Montreal. We've had a few guests from Montreal or based in Montreal. I wore my McGill hat for you. I don't know if you have any connection
Nice.
with McGill, but this is the
Yes.
only Montreal. I had another Expos hat somewhere, but I couldn't
Good
find.
stuff. Okay. You got this. McGill Expo, you're on it.
Yeah, I
Well
I don't
done.
know if so we're gonna start there because we always go location first, and then we also always go food. What's your favorite restaurant in Montreal?
Wow, that's a hard one. That's a difficult one for sure. There is a place called Meli Melo, which is a Haitian store that's been around forever, and you get the best griot. So this is definitely one of them. But Montreal is nothing but food, so this is hard to say. You can go to Tsukuyomi for a good ramen. You can go get your Jamaican food at Lloydie's. There's just so much good food everywhere. Just come to Montreal, try them all, and yeah, you'll love everything.
I couldn't agree more. I forget who it was we had on from Montreal, and I was talking about my favorite restaurant is Bustan, and it's
Oh,
downtown.
nice.
You
Yeah,
know
it's
this
this is
place?
delicious. It is. Yes, there's a few of them. It's a chain, and they're known to have like, yeah, the best fish tacos.
That that's what I didn't know because I was like, oh, it's just like I thought it was like this little hidden gem, and they're like, no, they're everywhere.
They're we love them. Yeah, yeah. But it started with one. They just multiplied because we wanted more.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
So that was your favorite restaurant in Montreal?
That was my favorite because I always stayed down by there, and then we would go out, and at late night, that's where you would go. You get all
Yes.
the like shawarma and stuff like that.
Very
Uh,
fair. Good call.
and this is what Abby and I were talking about earlier, because again, we mostly talk about food or shitty television shows, and Abby was talking about a Mediterranean place, so it's in the same vein as that.
Yeah, for sure. And I can really relate with the shitty TV shows. I'm all in on all of that. Hi, Abby.
Hello.
Well, okay, there you go. Hit us. What are you watching? What's like the good, the bad, the ugly that you're watching
What
there?
am I not watching? Am I ready to say that publicly? I watch everything. I'm so easily entertained, really. From cartoons, I'm still watching cartoons. I'll never stop for sure. South Park, The Simpsons, American Dad over and over. Um, there is the Love Islands of this world. There are the survivors that never seem to stop. There's all these gems out there with beautiful quotes waiting for us.
Uh, do you get into any of the like Law and Order or anything like that?
I used to, but it's been a while. There was another one, I forgot the name, but it was about this kind of genius guy who would Criminal Minds, I think the name was. So it was in the same kind of idea, but more like psychological. So I like that too. But I can binge anything, even Intervention, the show,
Oh
with
yeah.
you end up super sad, but
Oh, it's so
still,
sad.
so sad. But I feel like it's awesome to have shows like that who allow people to see the reality behind how do you get so far deep in addiction. So there's less judgment. When people they look at an addict in the street, they're like, oh my God, like, that could be any of us. I could be that addict in a alley, in a split change in life, one
Of
moment you're
course.
here and the next you're another path on another path. So I feel like there's always human analysis going on when we watch these shows. From Intervention, it's deeper, but even Love Island is like all these personalities. It's people watching, really.
Absolutely. Abby, hit her with some stuff you're watching.
All those same terrible shows. I love the police procedural murdery shows. I do. I watch them all.
Do all the documentaries about serial killers?
I watch those too. Yeah.
I love that it's always females that are like, I love serial killer shit.
Right before bed.
Right before bed too.
And then you dream it.
I can't even like I'm not even doing that. Like I'm such a wimp though. Like I'm just like I need comedy before bed. I can't even watch like Breaking Bad before bed. It's too heavy for me.
A smart move though, because I do regret sometimes, I just get into it so much and I fall asleep in front of it. And then next thing you know, I'm in some kind of TV show of my own in my dreams. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Okay, do you have a nickname?
Most people call me Domi or Dom. Yeah, Do for the very lazy ones. Just two letters, Dio.
Dio.
And the fun fact is Dominique, so Domi, and my last name's initial FA is in English it's three notes in French.
Yeah.
So it's also musical.
Yeah, wow, that's cool. That's a cool
Random fact.
connection. That's like kismet. Do you believe in destiny?
I do.
Yeah.
I do believe we all live in a specially tailored Truman Show where, everything happens for a reason. You meet people that it clearly, and I feel like whether it's true or not, it makes my life journey much easier to believe it. So why not? Seeing signs everywhere, it makes it a little bit more magical and it seems to be working. So I don't see why it would make no sense for me not to believe.
Yeah. I like how you put that. We always say we have a running gag about we call it the Matrix. And it's just little things like we'll mention, I don't know, the most random shit ever. And then, I'll be like we'll be discussing the podcast or something, and I'll be driving and I'll be like, you'll never guess, I saw this sign that said the same thing we were talking about a week ago. Like, how is that possible? Like, so random.
Always. All these constantly. And I love it. And I figure maybe we have a really good imagination, but sometimes it's so on the nose that it's like, no, this is not me imagining. This is the exact sentence or the precise word that I learned today. And now I'm hearing it again and again and again. And I know I haven't heard that word before because I would have asked, what is this? So
Yeah.
these things, yeah, they make me feel like there's something going on out there, that we don't see.
What's the word about the word, Abby, that she just said? What's that word you've used? Where you hear you learn a word and then you hear it a bunch more.
It's frequency illusion.
Frequency
Ooh,
illusion.
what is that?
It's just that when you hear something or see something that your brain perceives as the first time and you're just learning it and then it's everywhere. That's what that's
Yeah. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's bananas.
I think I've heard that explanation, but I didn't know the actual name. But yeah.
And the truth is, it was probably everywhere before, but you didn't know that word or that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So your brain ignored it until then.
Yeah. But it could be destiny that your brain unlocked that information for a reason.
Exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. In the computer program, someone hit Command Z and then it opened shit up. We're going down the vocab trail here. What's your favorite word?
That's a great question. I don't know that I have one.
Or a couple? You can hit us with some.
I I realize that very often I'll hear a word, I'm like, wow, that word is so beautiful. This is my favorite word, and then I'll forget it. So it'll change constantly. But I do enjoy when you said frequency. I love everything that has this kind of it's as if the word sounds like what it is, you know, like
Mhm.
frequency. There's something, it makes sense as a word. Um, I find empathy also nice to say. Path. The THs are fun to pronounce, I think. Yeah, but yeah, that's a hard one. I feel like I might meditate on that and make a little note in my journaling as a good question to, start writing it down instead of letting them fly away every time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's
How
your
often
favorite word?
well, my favorite, like, besides the F word, my, like, that's probably the most used word, but my favorite word is petrichor or petrichor.
Temperature. Ooh.
And it means the smell of oncoming rain,
Oh,
right?
nice.
Isn't
I
that
like that.
wild?
That is, wow, beautiful.
Yeah, that was one I learned later in life. I was like, oh, I'm so glad that exists.
For sure. That might be my new favorite word.
It's cool. You can use it.
Love it.
Name a
Thank you.
song.
Name a song. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Give you credits.
Abby, since we're going around the horn here, what's your favorite word?
Juxtaposition.
Mm,
That's a
I
fun one.
like
I'm always a big fan of that one.
Oh, this is
love
fun.
it.
Have you ever been to Florida?
I have so long ago. My grandma used to live there,
Okay.
and I loved it so hot. I didn't understand why people were spending all the time in the AC. I just wanted to be out in the sun for sure. But I love it. It was so much fun.
Yeah,
Are you guys in Florida?
we are. We're in different
Oh,
parts of Florida,
lucky.
and depending on what time of when in the day you ask us, we'll have different answers of that weather you just spoke of.
For sure. You know, a lot of Quebecers go to Florida. You must know about it. Yeah. We call them
Yeah.
the snowbirds.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're smart, smart people.
When we see people swimming in the ocean during the winter, that's like the joke, like, oh, the Canadians are here.
That makes a lot of sense. The same way we see Americans arriving in their t-shirt at -10. Ah, the Americans are here. Makes sense.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah, I live right by the hockey arena, and so the Habs will play the Panthers every year around the same time.
I had no idea.
And it is, and you'll start to see the license plates and stuff like that for the people who drove down,
For
and
sure.
it's always fun. I've been to a couple of those games and they're so loud. It's crazy.
For sure. It must be insane. It must be filled because all the Quebecers are gone. You got them all.
It's all East Coast, but I've also been to Centerville too, and that was a
Next
life-changing
level. Yeah.
experience. Yeah.
It's huge for sure. The energy.
Oh, it was crazy. All the songs and shit that everyone
Mm.
knows.
You're like, what is this? Yeah.
I don't know these songs.
Pretty epic.
Yeah. So how do you describe your music? Because I was trying to describe it to someone else today and I failed miserably.
I'm so curious to know what that
No,
description
I'll never
was.
tell you.
Okay, fair. Um, I think it's normal for it to be difficult to describe because it is so widely influenced by so many things. And that's why the ultimate word I learned to use was jazz. Because to me, this is the definition of jazz. It's about using your own personal baggage and identity to freely express and create in a way that has no boundaries. And this is what I feel I've been doing. I know all these things that came in my head musically growing up were so different, from opera to System of a Down to BB King to Britney Spears. I mean, everybody's there, and they still live in my head. So the only way to make music that would be authentic to me was to just accept all these influences and not try to fit in any box. and that makes it kind of soul, pop, jazz, neo soul. People have used so many words to describe it, but to me, it's free, and freedom, if we have to call it by a musical name, is jazz.
Well, I definitely didn't say it that eloquently. I did say jazz. I did
I've had some
describe it.
practice. I've had some practice and time to think about it, because the question comes back because everybody's confused. And I love that everybody's confused and everyone's putting it in, and there was
Yeah.
also a lot of arguing about why it wasn't jazz. And the arguments would come from people who had studied it in school and would tell me, I studied jazz, this, na, na, na. And this is what they call the purists. They have this vision that is very from school, but jazz was there before the schools. It's not in what's in the books, it's in what's in the heart and the head, how you create it, that matters. So I'm hoping I'm writing the jazz of the future.
Jazz of the future, I like too. I'm writing that down.
Don't forget to give me credit if you write a song.
Yeah, I definitely use jazz, and I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. I lost my train of thought because I liked what you were saying more.
Oh, thank you. But I'm very curious to know how you described it, if it comes back to you.
I said jazz, but now I'm trying to think of it. Devils. Anyways, moving on. I just had a thought. We'll go on this stream. I just had a thought. Do you know who he's a Canadian artist named Shad? Do you know who that is?
That rings a bell, but I'm better. Yes. But I'm better when I hear a song or see a face.
He has a song that I hear a lot called Black Averageness.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
And his album last year was called Tao or Dow. It's Tao. I don't know. I just feel like him rapping over your jazz. There you go. Let's make that
Collaboration.
happen. I wish I was
go.
a producer, because I would make that happen.
You could be.
Maybe, sure.
You just had the idea. Maybe you are already.
I'm like Rick Rubin. I just put it together. I don't know anything about music, but I just put it together.
I love it. It's often the best ideas that come out of people who think they know nothing. Come on.
I like that.
Yeah.
So you won a JUNO Award, right?
I did. Amazing.
Do you have it? Where do you have it? Is it among your plants?
I have all my little awards at my mommy's house.
Aw.
So every time I win something, I bring it over as a gift, and she's so happy. And she put them all up on the fireplace. So when she comes down the stairs, she can tell that I will not starve to death because I'm an artist. So it's perfect, A lot of joy in her heart for that, for sure.
Is she in Montreal too?
She is. It's super close to my house. I need to be able to walk to my mom's house every Sunday for supper.
Oh, I love that.
Less now because a lot of work, but as much as possible. Before it was every Sunday.
Okay, we're coming too.
Yeah, and everybody's invited. That's one of the things with my mom. The door is literally open every Sunday. Walk on in, and she'll even put table plates more than we are in case someone joins randomly. And sometimes people do, whether it be her friends or mine, because they know there's free food and good vibes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
I want that so bad right now. I'll do all the dishes afterwards.
Come on, and it's delicious. Of course.
So this, you might have already answered this question. Who's the first person you call when you get good news?
I've never had that question. I think it's my mom, because I was gonna say perhaps my manager, but he's probably the one giving me the good news. So I think I call my mom, and then my sister.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Got to get it right in case they listen and they're like, you're calling someone else first.
Exactly. Like, no, you're first. For sure.
What kind of headphones do you use when you're walking around, when you're walking your mom's?
AirPods, because noise canceling is life. I used to be outraged by the price, but when I tried the noise canceling, whether it be for the plane when you're listening to your little series, your little Love Island, or just in the city sometimes, or even in shows, because I realized I have a hard time with loud noises in general. So that changed my life, and I encourage people. There's cheaper options like Loop, but being able to put music or brown noise is epic.
Wait, so like you're talking about the Apple AirPods.
Yeah, the Pro.
The Pro cancel the noise, right? I was gonna say I don't have.
Yeah, there's noise canceling available, and it's amazing.
I need to get those.
I don't want to advertise, but I just did.
Yeah, it's all good. We
It
want
happens.
that Apple money, so keep out.
We do.
We would love that Apple money so we can keep doing this and just fly up Sunday for dinner with your mom.
Yes, you deserve that Apple money.
Yeah, I would share. Actually, I'd give it to Abby. I'd be like, just give me an allowance. Just
Cute.
I can't be trusted with money. I would blow it on stupid shit.
It's good to know it,
Yeah.
know your
Tattoos,
weaknesses.
sneakers, books. I bought
Yeah.
so many books.
What's the last book you bought?
I bought a book of poetry,
Oh, love it.
and it is a guy named Randall Jarrell, and it's a big one. It's like all of his poems.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's going to be my, for the foreseeable future, like bed book.
I love poetry books because of how you can just grab a few and move on. You're not cut in a story where you have to find the right place to stop before going to bed. It's just easy to digest little delicacies.
And pick it up and put it down. And
Mm.
it weaves its way into your life, kind of like the Matrix and stuff like that.
Indeed.
Do you write poetry at all?
It's very funny you would say that because the new show that I'm working on right now, there is a close variation of some poetry that is kind of punctuating the show. Because my shows used to be zero talking, zero space for applause, and I would warn people. Now we made everything combined, so this is like a play. I want you to be in the bubble and just close your eyes and let the music guide you from the beginning to the end, because applause throw me off. And now I decided to, because that made me not talk at all. And there are things I do want to say or share a little bit more, a little context to what I'm trying to say musically. So I got to work with a woman called Queen Ka, and she's a poetess from here who's amazing. And I wrote a few poems that are going to be through the show, and she corrected a few things or helped me with the flow of things or how to deliver them. So this is one of the new steps that I'm slowly walking towards. But I do enjoy poetry, and I've always liked to write little haikus. I enjoy short and sweet.
Well, your lyrics are also very poetic.
That's what I'm hoping that it sounds
So
like.
it makes sense. It seems nice.
Mantras and poetry, I feel like they have something, that can go a bit more in the music, at least mine, they fit in very well.
Yeah. Our Roots Run Deep is so poetic.
Thank you.
From top to bottom. I love that album.
I'm so happy with that album. I feel like I got to really open a new door and a new chapter that is me. There's always that part of your brain, because I know for sure I have two brains, but we literally do. And they're kind of independent from each other when you actually look at them, which is creepy. And I know there's a part that is definitely more connected to the world, the universe. Destiny believes 100% everything and is just making most of the music. But then there's the other part that is more critical and more analytic, that will be always pinpointing, well, this could have been like that, or this could have been better. But I'm learning to shut that down and just accept that I did my best. And I tried to be as authentic as I could in my music and my process. So that makes the other part quiet down a little bit. But this album, I feel like I got to do that the most because I was not looking in the past, sorry. Like my other trilogy, I was really anchored in today and who am I, what do I want to share? So that felt great. It was a fun process.
That's exactly what we want to hear on this. Is those little idiosyncrasies. Also the album art is incredible. Are you going to keep that theme going, like your face, just different variations and colors, and like, because I feel like that's super cool.
I really enjoy things that have a continuity, that there's really a story, and there you can collect also like all of them because they fit together. It's one big storyline. There is a part of me that feels weird because it's at the extreme opposite of where I started out, meaning my first argument with my manager was, I don't want people to know my face. I want to be one of those incognito, artists that only never shows their face, only has like arts for covers and all these things. And then his point, which was extremely valid, and I'm happy that he made me notice, is in the landscape, visual landscape here, we don't have enough Black women present. We didn't. We have way more now, and it's slowly growing, and now they're popping everywhere because they're all so talented. But acknowledging that my face, although it makes me uncomfortable walking down the street to see huge posters of me, means something to perhaps a little girl who hasn't seen as many Black singers as I didn't see any growing up here, very few. And I had to go towards the States really to see people who looked like me doing things that I thought was like, whoa, amazing. So that was a very valid point of him. And I'm happy that he made me go in that direction and accept, because part of me wanted to hide clearly and not have to deal with anything public. But I'm doing better than I thought in the public eye. People are nice, and it's not as scary as I thought it would be.
Oh, you're gonna blow up now. Now that you said that, you're
Oh,
gonna blow up. You're not gonna be able to walk to your mom's
oh
house.
no, 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 no.
Maybe-
The universe is listening. It's
Well,
got my back.
the talent is there, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Thank you.
Okay, let's get back to dumb questions. Have you ever seen a ghost?
Have I? I'm thinking maybe I have, but I didn't know it was a ghost.
Okay, can you explain?
But I don't recall. Well, there's people sometimes that have such a specific vibe or energy that you're like, are you an angel? Are you a ghost? Are you real? Are you here right now? Those questions go through my mind and it makes me wonder. I figured we wouldn't know, you know?
Yeah,
Have you seen a ghost?
I haven't.
I was hoping you'd say yeah. Maybe if we want it too much, we don't.
I want to. I've seen some spooky things, but never a ghost. Abby, what was your answer to this question? What's your ghost tale?
Yes, I've seen a ghost. Several.
Lucky. How was it?
It was
Terrifying?
not scary. No, it wasn't scary. I was sleeping. And so I don't know. People say it's a dream, but it's not, because I was sleeping and I woke up and I saw several ghosts, apparitions, whatever you want to call them. And I just kind of looked and they looked at me and I was like, okay. And I rolled over, went back to sleep. And the next morning I said something. I was at my grandmother's house and I was sleeping in her basement. And she has seen things before as well. And so I was like, last night I saw, and then she was like, this person and this person and this person, they're harmless. Don't worry about them. And so now it's like my life dream, because my grandmother passed several years ago. So now it's like my life dream that she like comes back, because our other family's like, it's not a thing. You didn't see anything. And that she comes back and then she's like, we were right.
I told you.
Yeah.
I hope she does it.
But I don't think
Spiteful
you
ghost.
necessarily get to pick the ghosts you are interacting with.
That's amazing. But that's reminding me that I had a dream when I was younger where I didn't see a ghost, but I felt the presence and I felt it leave through the window.
Yeah.
And it woke me up. And that felt like, yeah, that
Mhm.
felt real, real, real. Very real. So they say it's a dream, but
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
yeah,
I think
me
you get
neither.
to say yes to that question.
You're right. I had forgotten that encounter.
Do y'all ever experience lucid dreaming? Is that what it's called? Where you're like awake, you're dreaming, but you know you're sleeping and you're aware of the dream world.
It's been a while.
That happened to me last night, and I woke up so
Ah,
tired today.
for sure.
I was like, because I just wasn't fully into the dream world.
Yeah. So you were working.
Yeah, I was working, and Seinfeld was on too loud. I couldn't find the remote.
In your dream or in real life?
In real life, I couldn't. The remote was buried. I was like, I'm just gonna deal with this.
Sleep through Seinfeld.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but this is the podcast. This is exactly what we're going for. This silly everyday conversation.
I love it. You guys are so easy to talk to.
That's our whole goal, is just to shoot the shit and break down walls, obviously. And which brings me to my next just everyday question. What is your if you don't mind, what is your cell phone wallpaper?
It's always color,
Okay.
blocks, solids, and I will change it depending on the kind of vibe, like frequency or vibration I'm looking for. So right now it's green because I'm in the green album.
Perfect.
So I'm trying to stay in the present because part of me just wants to write the next album.
Oh, okay. So prolific.
I'm curious what yours are.
Mine's my daughter. I don't know if you can see
Oh,
her.
cute.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
That's
Mhm.
she gets. Abby, what's yours? Is it like,
It's a sunset.
but it's your sunset, right? It's like your beach.
Yes,
Oh,
the
nice.
other side.
Oh.
But yes.
Okay.
We like the sun.
Yes. Okay, there you go. That's a question. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise is awesome, but sunset is more realistic.
That's so practical.
To be honest, I wish sunrise because there's something so cool about seeing the sunrise. I feel so proud that I'm there
Yeah.
for it, even if it's because I didn't go to sleep. I just there's a but I'm the most proud when I catch it because I woke up super early and I feel like the day is gonna be so long with so much to do. But yeah, sunset is where it's usually at, and I love them.
So creatively, when are you more like productive? Like when does it come to you? Does it come more in the mornings, afternoons, nights?
Night, big time.
Night.
Yeah, there's something about nighttime that makes you feel like it's endless. There's no phone call, no nothing. The whole world is sleeping. It's way quieter to record as well. And when you get in that zone and in that bubble, and there's nothing happening or nothing to distract you, it's my favorite part. So that's why it's often nighttime. And in Canada, especially in Montreal, winter nighttime. So I can go as long as I want, and it doesn't matter if I wake up super late the next day. It's nighttime all day, all night here anyway. So I know I'm not missing out on anything. But in summer, I want to take all the sun, so I'll try to not go too far in the nighttime. But yeah, nighttime is magical.
What time did it get dark there today?
7,
Yeah, good start. It's gonna get even worse, right? Like November, December.
4:30,
Yeah.
like 4:35 is horrible. And I remember as a kid coming back from school, like you get into school, it's dark. You leave school, it's dark. You never saw the sun. It's horrible. So might as well ignore it and just live at night because everything is night.
I lived in New York for a long time, and there's a stretch like December, January, February, where if you worked 9 to 5, you got out of work at 5 o'clock, and it's like fucking midnight, and you're just like, well, what am I supposed to do with this?
Go home and sleep.
Yes, exactly. It's like what do? You go home, drink,
Blanket.
smoke. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing else to do.
Okay. Do you work out?
I wish. I don't. I walk a lot. I love walking, but my boyfriend is always like, "This is not working out." But no, I don't. But I love dancing, and I used to dance a lot. That was my workout, and I think the pandemic made me stop, and I never started again, so I miss it.
Wait, so your boyfriend doesn't like walking?
He does like walking, but he's just telling me when I tell him like, yeah, I work out, I do sports. He's like, walking is not a sport. But I beg to disagree.
Yeah.
I think it is. I hit my 10,000 or 15,000 steps sometimes.
I think walking super healthy and better for your joints and shit. And
I love that this is being recorded. Yes, absolutely. It's excellent for your body. And we have legs. That's why they're there for us to walk places.
absolutely. And you live in a city that is so beautiful to walk around. It's such a walkable, beautiful city.
It's made for walking and biking big time.
Yeah. Abby lives like 2 seconds from the beach, and she goes walking on the beach every morning.
My dream. That's amazing.
That's my coffee ritual.
Oh, wow. Sometimes I wonder what I'm doing here. I love the city, but
See, I moved not from a city, but from a place where the weather and what and the dark and everything was very similar. I was in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, I can't do this. There's no sun here for most of the year. It's freezing. I can't. And so I was like, what's completely opposite? And now I'm at the beach.
smart move. I'm thinking the dream goal is to have just a few months in winter away. Because I love Montreal in summer. It's amazing. Spring, even fall, just winter. So maybe I'll come
You
check out
come
your
down
side of
here
the
with
beach.
ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do the snowbird thing.
Yep.
They're
Yeah.
onto something.
I always said that I would do summer in Montreal, fall in New York, and then the rest like winter, spring in Florida. That's if I could choose.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good plan.
Once I get that Apple money, we'll just
Easy.
buy apartments in all the places.
There you go. Let's manifest it.
Yes, let's do that. That's what I'm going to dream of tonight.
Hmm.
In the plateau, somewhere like right by park. Again, just ignore my dumb American accents. Right by Parc La Fontaine.
La Fontaine. Yes.
Yeah,
I love that area. I'm not so far. I'm a bit up. So the next step after Plateau is Milan.
Milan.
And
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
bit of the like artsy vibe. So it's not so far. There's also the Mont Royal. That is a
yeah.
big, nice park. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I have many photos up there on that park.
Nice. You went to the cross?
Yeah, I went to the car every time I'm there when I bring my daughter. Yeah,
That's it. You know, there's no building higher than that. As a top, you're not allowed to make anything beyond that
yeah,
point. It has to always remain visible from all points.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Now,
And they call it the lungs of the city because it's such a big park.
I think the person whoever designed that park also did Central Park in New York.
Yeah, the La Fontaine one, I think,
Yeah.
is the Central Park dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it?
that's why it's so
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, and it's very similar with the lakes and you know what's crazy? I've never seen anywhere else but there is the white squirrels.
Yes, we have a few of those.
That shit is wild.
Albino squirrels. They're so cute.
I'd never seen it. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then there's like a couple of them running around.
Yeah, we don't like how they eat all our tomatoes in summer, but they're still, pretty cute.
Okay, Dom, what's the last music you listened to, not your own?
What is the last? Audrey, lately I've been listening a lot. She's an artist from here, and Aiza. And it's funny, they both moved to Toronto because that's what people do often when they're in Montreal. The next step is often Toronto.
Yeah.
Aiza just dropped an album that is absolutely fire. AIZA, Lover. Big fan. Yeah, those are the last ones.
Well, we love music homework here, so we'll listen
Yes,
for
we'll
sure.
discover.
Yeah. So wait a minute. Everyone moves from Montreal to Toronto. Well, well, we've had so many people from Canada, mostly Toronto, on the podcast. It is surprisingly a big music city. I've never been to Toronto, but like what's the deal? Do you think you'll ever go that way, or are you gonna go stay with Abby in Florida?
Oh, I'll have houses everywhere, just like you. Apple money coming for sure. I do love Toronto, but I don't know that I would stay there. I would get an apartment and chill once in a while. I go pretty often because I have friends there, and it's like a mix between the Canadian vibe and the, well, Quebec vibe, but mixed with a bit of American energy. And it's kind of a nice door towards the States to open to, a connection. There's more connections to the States there. It's a bigger city. There's Drake,
There's Drake.
it's all that. Yeah. So just that alone makes you want to go hang out. But it's definitely a very prolific music scene. The artistry there is top notch. Everything that comes out, like there's so many artists that I enjoy that come from Toronto, or even artists from here who went there and you can tell their stuff just got leveled up because of that energy and all the people they met. And it pushes you to hustle a bit more also because it's expensive. It's more expensive than Montreal. We were very chill. Like, rent is not too expensive. It's getting more now, but so there's no urge to make it. There's no hustle energy. It's very, we all help each other. It's all good. The money is not the main focus of or pushing you towards something. But if you want to just make it out and be like more of a hustler, Toronto is the kind of energy you need for sure.
There are so many amazing artists coming from Canada. Like, if you're a music fan, anyone who's listening to this, if you're a music fan, turn your ear to Canadian radio or on Sirius or satellite. Just listen to the Canadian. There's so many.
There's so much.
Why do you think that is?
I know that we have a government that does support in a way that is not present, for example, in the States, like the grant system for movies and for music. There's definitely a wish to support artists in making and creating comfortably, or at least have support doing it. That really it makes you feel like it's not about me working 5 jobs, and then trying to make it in the studio. It's like, yeah, you can have a main job to feed yourself, but you will definitely get a few thousands here and there once in a while once you get in the system. And that really takes away from the pressure and the stress to make something that sells, and you get to make something that feels right or true. And when you create in that mindset, I do think that what you'll create will touch people more, and then indirectly sell more than if you were trying to create thinking about what sells.
Yeah.
Because then you'll just copy something that already exists. Okay, might sell for a minute, but did you help elevate art in general? Did you try to create something that will, really intrigue people or make them see arts differently? It's another story.
Like the third time you gave me the chills.
Little chills.
For real though, like I just identify with that so much, and just doing the art that comes naturally versus what you see, and trying to emulate directly for profit, like you said.
Yeah. And it's a challenge for some people, because you want to make it. And if you have that stress, financial stress, I do think it's normal for your brain to go there. So that's why I'm so grateful that I'm in a place where there's financial support that allows us to be freer in the creation.
Yeah, absolutely. I identify with that so much. Just all I want to do is make enough money to be a good dad and make art and hang out with creative people like yourself. Like, that's the whole goal. I don't even need a lot. Like I said, if Apple money comes, y'all can have it. Just let me live comfortably.
Yeah.
Get some tattoos and some books. I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
Nice.
So let me start over with this question. Can you name any other famous Dominiques? I have a few, but I'm curious if either of you
Famous
can.
Dominiques. I don't know if I understand the question.
Is there any? So
could you repeat the question?
Any other famous people with your same name?
Oh, most probably Dominique. No, I don't know. I just remember None from a movie way back because everybody was singing that song when I was younger, but that would be it.
Abby, can
Who you got?
I have 3.
Wow.
I feel like there was somebody in the Olympics in my lifetime.
I will say this. 2 of them are.
Oh, well.
2 of them are. Well,
okay.
The third one was
tennis?
an Olympian. No.
Oh.
Okay. So
gymnastics.
Gymnastics. Yes. There you go. 2 American gymnastics. When we were kids, Dominique Mosiano was an American gymnast. And then when we were a little bit older, maybe like high school, college, Dominique Dawes was also an American gymnast. Both won gold for their teams. And then there's a very famous basketball player named Dominique Wilkins. Or he's still alive, but he doesn't play anymore. He's old as shit. But yeah, I've tried to think of. We do this question sometimes where we'll pick someone with with the matching name, and you have to pick either or. But you have such a unique name that it was tough. You're not just like an Adam. like we had
Did you
yesterday.
know them? Did you actually know them, or did you research to find?
I knew those three. I looked up other ones and I couldn't really. That's why I asked first. That's why I asked both of you
Hmm
guys.
I've never thought of it. It's true. I can't really think of any. And apparently I should be doing sports.
Yeah, I guess so.
Olympics, Olympics waiting for me.
Did you play any sports growing up?
I did, well, I did some gymnastics, artistic gymnastics,
Okay.
and some ballet,
Wow.
little ballet classes, like every little girl.
Yeah. Do you still have your
Yeah,
shoes?
I don't.
Oh,
They're so far. Maybe my mom does. It
I
would
was
be
gonna
her
say
type.
maybe your mom did.
Yeah, she's the type to keep that stuff.
Oh, that's so cute. That is so cute. Okay, sticking in the name. This is so dumb. I'm almost embarrassed to say it. When's the last time you had Domino's pizza?
Oh, wow, we went there. Funny. Let me think. Um, I have to say years,
Yeah.
like 7 years, 8 years. Been a while, and I've had it rarely in my life. But I do get my friends sometimes tagging me in stories where they hide the rest of the name and they just keep Domi,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I feel yeah, I feel connected to that. But there was also often a connection because here McDonald's will call it McDo
Oh,
and
okay.
the DO. So yeah, and I used to eat way too much of it growing up, like addiction
McDonald's.
type. Oh my God.
Um,
We could get that McDonald's money easy. I ate so much they owe me. I was there 3 times a day for a while, and then I saw that documentary on Michael Moore. I was like, oh my God,
yeah.
this is me. I'm gonna die.
Oh,
Yeah. So I calmed down.
goodness. I McDonald's, I feel like we were of that generation where we ate McDonald's way too much as a kid. It was so easy, it was cheap.
Good.
So I told you, I warned you from the beginning that it always comes back to food all the time. What's your go-to pizza?
There's a few around here that are really good. There's one called Slice and Soda
Okay.
that is New York style. So I just miss New York pizza all the time. I wish that's one of the main reasons why I go to New York. I love New York, but pizza, I mean pizza. So that having it here, something that kind of feels like it is really nice. There's one called Fugazi where they make a like the small pie, like personal each one. So good, Italian place. And they have one called Wu-Tang Killer Bees that has prosciutto and honey.
That sounds
So
so
good.
good.
That sounds
A
so
bit of
good.
spicy in the sauce. I want pizza now.
I want that.
Listen, next, because you said that, next time you're in New York, if you're in Brooklyn, there's two locations called Pauly G's.
Ollie G's.
Pauly G's in Brooklyn, and they do something similar where it's like it's a pepperoni with like hot honey on it. And it sounds wild, but it is
No, no, I'm
phenomenal.
sold. I love it. Love, love, love. There's one pizzeria in New York. I always forget the name, but I have a picture somewhere of the box. There's all these pictures of like famous people on the wall, and I think some movies were shot there as well. You probably have like 10 pizzerias in a block with that.
Patsy's? I'm trying to think of like the big name.
That might be. Is it an old school box, black, white, and red?
Yeah. I mean, they
Yeah,
I'll
they
be
all
honest with you,
are.
they all
Yeah,
they all
for
get the
sure.
boxes from the same box
Yeah, but
people.
I'll find it. But yeah, I'll try this one for sure. I'm
Yeah, next
open
time
to
in
all tries. And
Pauly
you guys come
G's.
to Montreal, try the Wu-Tang Killer Bees.
Well, it's on us. We'll take you there for sure.
Yay.
Okay, what puts your mind at ease? By the way, that's my favorite song.
Thank you. It's one of mine too. My second. Um, I think discovering that the goal was to, instead of trying to avoid these thoughts, sit down with them and treat them like a separate person that is part of what my like I've been taught this system that is like internal family system where you see all the voices in your head or the different like there's all the kids, the teenager, everyone's in there, and it's like a family that your goal is for it to be functional. You don't want a dysfunctional family living in your head. So when exactly, or you don't want one of them to be ignored and feeling rejected or like you're trying to kill them, you know. And I feel like this is what we try to do with anxiety sometimes. Like we just want it to disappear. We're stop it, go away, I don't want you. And finding time to just sit down with these thoughts and accept that they're there, like feel it, live it, listen to what are you saying exactly? Why are we freaking out? Like talk to me. And having that conversation internally and having the other voice eventually starting to answer to be, well, this fear is a bit irrational, or this fear could be flipped into, if you're scared to fail, you could also choose to think about you not failing and winning at life. So how about we focus on that instead, and shifting your mind thoughts and your mind frame through these conversations and making jokes with yourself, just, you know,
Yeah.
going there, taking the time to listen instead of trying to erase or, you know, get rid of them so quickly, because they often have messages or things that they're telling you, like, hey, maybe I'm not feeling safe in that environment, maybe there's something that needs to be observed or changed. And if nothing needs to be changed, then it's going to be my mind frame.
I mean, like taking so many notes, and for real, I know Abby is too. See, this is the problem with this podcast is every now and again someone will say something so profound and introspective, and then I have to follow it up with a dumb question like, do you follow us on Instagram?
No, it's part of the process. It's important connections, you know, between people.
Yeah.
It is a tool to connect the humans. I don't, but I will.
Please do. And everyone listening,
Yeah.
follow Bothering the Band on Instagram. Also follow our new friend Domi.
It's M-I instead of M-E, you know, because me is like Domi.
Yeah. Sing with me. Yes. We follow you. Ah,
Yay.
I love it.
I'm about to do the same.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, you know what? Just go listen to all her music. It's amazing. Put it on. It helped me get through work the last couple days
Yay.
when work was rough, and that just chilled me out. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
That being said, we end every episode with a song from the guest. What song of yours do you want us to end this episode with?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. From the last album, obviously. Yes, this would make sense. Well, I feel like my favorite songs are either not written yet or part of the like there's a song called Old Love that I wrote kind of between two albums, and that came out as a single, like standoffish, and it's the first song that I wrote myself. Like I made the guitar myself because I never played guitar before, and I started dabbling with it, and these were the first chords that came that I liked. So I wrote, it was the first time I composed with the guitar, the only time actually, for now. And I made this song and I really like it because I had a lot of fun discovering a new instrument. And then I put the guitar down and that was it. So I'm hoping to pick it back up one day. But yeah, I like Old Love a lot.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I love it. I approve. Not that it matters.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, so if you could interview any musician, live or dead, who would you choose?
Wow. That's a big, heavy one. I think Aretha Franklin looks like fun. Erykah Badu. Oh, I would love to spend some time with her. For sure. Just look at all her crazy things that she has in her house. That looks like fun for sure. Snoop Dogg looks like a fun one. Rihanna. There's a lot of people to interview for sure.
Okay,
But
so
yeah, I couldn't choose one.
What dumb question would you ask these people?
How would they ask kids? What do they eat if they get like hungry in the middle of the night? You know, and they go to the fridge. I always wonder, do they put the toilet paper, which side? Does it fall down or under? Which one is the right one? You know, I have my views on it, but it can be argued.
Which one's yours?
I think it's supposed to be on top. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be falling naturally. And I just don't understand why people would put it under this way. It doesn't make sense to me.
What's your boyfriend do?
The opposite.
So
I always flip it.
Do you? That's what I was going to ask. Do you flip it? Like if you can, are you taking it off?
But the funny thing is, I'm often the one who puts it where it's supposed to be. Because usually it's not in the thing, it's just hanging out
Just there on
around.
the-
It's just sitting or on the back.
Exactly. So I make it right.
Yeah. This has been so much fun.
Yay. It was really fun, guys.
I'm so
Honestly,
happy.
I feel like I just got to chat with like friends. That was fun.
It's exactly what we're going for. We can't thank you. We can't thank you enough for your time, your talent, your tales.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate, and I appreciate having the time to answer like questions that I've never answered before. And they got me thinking. I'm gonna start journaling my favorite words for sure. Thanks to you. I'll remember you guys. Yeah.
I can't wait for like, the next album to come out, and I'm like, I heard Petriture in there.
In the title.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
You'll see your
be
name on the back of the album. Who knows?
that's like it's a
know.
wrap. And I'm like,
Done.
oh my goodness, I've completed life.
Mama made it. I love it.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
We'll hit you up soon. Have a good
Yeah.
evening.
Don't hesitate to grab pizza in Montreal too.
Feel the fall, feel the fall, feel the fall, feel the wind in your back. Letting go, let gravity do its thing. Still, we're a long way from the ground. Still, we're a long way from the final countdown. When you thought all was over, it was just the beginning, the end of old love. When you thought all was over, it was just new beginnings, the end of old love. So you think your mind is slowly fading away. Can you see my tears are still drying? So you see the hatred fading away, 'cause you got none on me. I got all over you, over you. Yeah, I'm all over you, over you. Yeah, I am all 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 over you. All over you. Just like my hand used to be. I am all over you like my hands used to be. I am all over you like my hands used to be.